If you're not living under a rock, chances are that you've heard about Chat GPT. It's a very recent invention by OpenAI in collaboration with Microsoft. Simply put, it is, the next Google or a very handy assistant. You ask it questions and it gives you answers. Over here, I've asked it to write a letter for school leave to the principal, and it does a pretty good job of doing that. We can choose to, ask it any other questions, such as what is machine learning? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very good definition of what ML is all about. The question becomes, okay, we can use this Chat GPT. We don't care about, how it came into being or what's behind, what powers this algorithm. What we do care about is that we want to use it, and we don't want to come to this, this platform or GUI on Chat OpenAI's website. We want to use it directly. We want to use it directly in Google Sheets. Now, is that possible? The answer is yes. This is something that which was recently introduced, and basically you can, give yourself a prompt, and then, you know, an extension would allow interact with Chat GPT and, give you the answer. So I've done that over here, and you can see the results are pretty damn good. How does this happen? What's behind this? How are we moving from OpenAI Chat GPT to Sheet GPT? What's happening between the two? What's the bridge? The bridge is the following. So in March 11, on March 11, 2023, that's the most recent update. This company called Talarian, it introduced Chat GPT in Google Sheets and Docs. It's an extension. It's free. It's 100% free. So how what's happening? So we essentially need to use the open AI's APIs. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that, when you want to interact with Chat GPT, you need to log in. And, when you log in, you have a very distinct user account, and each user can generate a specific key or password which identifies him uniquely on the internet, right? So the idea is, you download this extension, then you come over here on Google Sheets. Once you've downloaded the extension, then you come over here and you can set the API key. Now, so what does it look like setting the API key? So you have to copy paste it here, but what does the process of obtaining this API key looks like? Let's go over to that. So firstly, you need to come over here into, platform.openai.com/playground. All right. And, it's the same thing as before. So I can just do the following, and it will, generate a prompt, a response. But, this is not what we are trying to do. What we are trying to do is go over here, personal, view API keys, move forward, and then over here you will see that there is a section about API keys, and again, it's secret. Don't share it with other people, because you each month, or you get to use this API. You can use it only a handful of times. All right, what do I mean by that? Okay, we'll come to that later. So firstly, let's just create new key. And yeah, the key has been generated. We can just copy paste it, move back, paste the key here, check it, and then we can just save it. All right. So now we have essentially integrated, the open AI into the extension using our unique API key. And now I can just, do a couple of cool things. So firstly, let me, give a prompt. What is machine learning? So you see it's loading. And so this is right now what's happening is We enter this text using the API. You know, we are going back to OpenAI's platform, asking the model this question, and it gives us this, that it is a subset of artificial intelligence that involves the use of algorithms and statistical models to enable computer systems to learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions without being explicitly programmed. Yada, yada, yada. Point stands. This is very resourceful. Now, the question is this unlimited, right? Even if you're on this platform, OpenAI chat, it's not unlimited. There's this option of upgrade to plus, because when the number of users increase, OpenAI can only serve X number of people at a given point in time, right? So, that limitation is there. And the fact that, APIs, it's more tricky to handle, it's more difficult to process. So therefore, APIs are more limited in nature, in the sense that, so for example, if I go over here in the account API keys and I go over here on billing, or sorry, usage, then you will see the following, right? So in total, I get to use around $5, $18, okay? And in total, I get to use around 100,000 tokens. A token is basically a word. So, I in total, when I process 100,000, 0.1 million tokens, 0.1 million words, then, my API key or call will be exhausted. All right. So then you need to pay up or register through another account. So what are some other things that you can do with this extension? And for that, I'll be referring to the original, documentation. So you see, there are a couple of cool things that you can do. So number one, over here, as you can see, there's a text on column A, and on column B, you have its corresponding tag. What do I mean? So firstly, we define tags as food, positive, negative, beverage. And then we come on cell B2 and we type equals to GPT tag, bracket open, A2. So this is this text, I love chocolate, and we want to tag it, identify it, or say what are the connotations of this, semantic connotations of it. And the answer to that is yes, it's a food, and it's positive, it's not a beverage, and it's not negative, right? So the corresponding tag is assigned to it. Yeah. And next, if you wanted to classify, something into categories, you could also do that. So over here, you see that we essentially use the GPT classify method. It is basically asking ChatGPT, is banana a vegetable, fruit, or something else, right? It's that simple. So we're doing that, and we ask from ChatGPT that, to classify it. So definitely banana is a fruit, salad is a vegetable, spinach is a vegetable, and so on. So if you wanted to increase the category, you just, type another comma over here, write that down, and yeah, you can just move forward like that. And yeah, there's another one. It's like GPT list. So, this way you can just create a list of things. So write 5 funny taglines for a garage. You've done that over here. This is, simply we're entering a prompt. Then it has the documentations, has a couple of videos, which, if you have time, do watch them. They're very useful. And yeah, so you can even change the text cases, uppercase, lowercase, as you can see. So you basically learn and then, apply that. You can also translate using ChatGPT. Very cool. So over here, we're moving from English to Spanish. And yeah, this is also very cool. We are able to create dummy data. So create 5 fake people. Very cool. Yeah, so we do that. And yeah, you can also, tell ChatGPT to clean something. So obviously, firstly, you need to tell or educate ChatGPT what do you mean by cleaning. So what we do is we give row 2 and 3 as training data examples of how we want to move from dirty to clean full name. So that translation is we remove the doctors, and then only the first letter of the first name and surname, that is only capital. The rest, is lowercase, and no emojis as you can see in row 3. So this is how we're moving from dirty to clean full name. And then once we give the examples, Chat GPT understands, okay, this is, what it looks like moving from dirty to clean full name. And then he can just, it can just apply this translation on other examples that we have over here. So from row 4 to 7, it is just based on its experience. It's just doing that for us. So you can teach it, how to clean or what you want to clean. Yeah, then you can also format dates. You can move from January 10th to this format. Yeah. And you also have the options to extract entities. So over here, what it's doing is that you give it a text and then, B column B2, comma B2. Over here, you're telling it to extract email. And in A2, you have the text, my email address is john@example.com. And then the entity is accurately extracted. Very cool, very exciting, many potential good use cases of this, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. So in summary, these are the functions that you can use. You can even use summarize to summarize your spreadsheet content, and yeah. Also, it's important for us to highlight that you can play around with the hyperparameters, the temperature, the model, the max tokens that you can use. And this is important because it will change or influence your output. And yeah, this is a very, very powerful tool that will allow you to speed up your way of working on sheets, and it will increase your productivity. Again, it's Chat GPT is there to assist us, and its integration, thanks to Talarian, who are very kind and not charging any money for it. And by the way, this is not a sponsored video. I absolutely love their work and this extension. So the only thing you need to do is extract your own unique API key and then just enter it very simply by setting the API key. And yeah, so that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope it was useful for you and you've learned how to use Chat GPT on Google Sheets. Have a good day. Bye bye.